Hi, I'm James, the box office artist, and welcome to James Reyes' Masterclass. Okay, superhero masterclass. Let's call it that. This is my series where I'm going to show you how I draw all these superheroes and my theories behind trying to draw their costumes, to trying to get their likenesses, if I get it at all, and even just constructing and putting together these type of superheroes. Now, originally my plan was to have all of this in one long video. But then I realized it got pretty long, okay? And when I say pretty long, I'm talking about well over an hour. So what I decided to do is to break this up into 3 separate videos. So for this very first one, we're gonna break it up into 3 videos. The first one is construction, the second is cleaning and inking, and the third one is lighting and rendering. Okay, so the 3 different videos, which all should be on my channel right now. So, but you are on the right video. This is the first video, because this is the video where we learn how to construct the character. And in fact, this is the most important video, okay? Out of all of them, if you were going to if you're gonna watch one of them, this is the one video, because this is how I show you how to actually put together this drawing. And today's drawing is about Thor from Thor Ragnarok. Some of you have already seen this on my channel. And this is the most important because this is a step that a lot of people skip. This part, which is the construction part. So this was a lot of fun to do. So why don't we watch how to put together this Thor from Thor Ragnarok drawing. Wow, right now. Okay, so tools of the trade. Now, again, you could use pretty much any material you want. If you want to do the whole thing with, just a regular pencil and a regular bond sheet of paper, by all means. At this point, materials don't really matter. What matters is the theories behind the artwork that we are actually doing. However, if you want to use the same materials I'm using to construct, I'm actually using a different color pencil. I'm using something called a Color Pilot Eno Lead. You could get this anywhere. You could go to Amazon, or any art store should carry this. This is a 07. This is the lead for it, and I'm using a red. Some artists use a light blue. I use a light blue a lot, but for this tutorial, I'm using a red just so you'll be able to see the construction lines a little bit better. When we get to the finishing, I go straight into ink. So I will use microns. I use a 01 micron. I will use a 005 micron, which I will show you, and various micron sizes. But again, you could also do this with a pencil. Okay, a lot of pencilers, they use an 2H pencil when they are penciling traditionally, so you might want to use that, or honestly just use a regular pencil. The type of paper I'm using here, this is a Strathmore smooth Bristol board. The size of my paper here is 9 by 12. So if you want to use exactly what I am using, by all means do it, but also understand you don't have to use any of this stuff. All you really need is a pencil and a sheet of paper, and we could get drawing. So let's get going. Now let's get actually going with the construction of our character. I'm going to start off with something called a gesture, and that's usually what we all start off with. It's drawing the human character in as simplest of a form as possible. Head is round, so I'm going to start off with the head, maybe. Okay, simple enough. Circle, class done, right? Not necessarily, but what I do want is this character kind of looking off to the side a little bit, so I imagine the head to be in 3D. I imagine that a lot. I imagine my figures to be in 3D. So I think of lines that go all the way around the head. Okay? And I want them to be looking up, so the eye line I want curved up a little bit. Okay? So already by segmenting our circle here, I know I want this head to go up. This is where the eyes are going to be, and it's looking up. But I won't spend all my time here. I want to actually work out how this pose is going to go. And I have an idea of what I want to do. Now I'm going to draw a line that kind of goes down like this and around. What this is, it's the spine. It's the spine. Okay? It's like I'm drawing a stick man when I'm constructing this particular character here. Alright? So it's really, really going to basics. From here I'm going to go work on the shoulders and where I want the shoulders to go. And I kind of want this character to go on an angle a little bit. Okay? Now what some people don't understand is when the shoulders are pointing one way, the hips are usually pointing a different way. So I'm going to have actually the hips, which would be down here, I'm going to have it pointing up a little bit. okay? And what these are here, these little dots here, those are joints. Those are specifically joints, okay? So I'm gonna have this leg maybe come out a little bit here. That's where the knee is gonna be, and down. And then this particular leg, it's going straight down, so I won't worry too much about that. I'm gonna have this arm here, I'm gonna have this arm come out. So I'm gonna draw a stick for the arm, and maybe out like this, and then this will be the hand, because I do want to put his shield in, so I'm thinking about putting his shield. So maybe something like that, and then this arm here, maybe I have this down here like this, and have this going up, like so. Maybe he'll have the sword that will go up, like this. Okay? Very, very simple stickman, but this is very, very important. This particular part of the drawing here, I'm trying to figure out how this body will work. Okay? Once I've done this, I'm going to start filling out the body with simple shapes. Okay? Usually I use cylinders. Okay, cylinders, but you could use boxes or whatever you want to do to start filling out this particular character here. So watch what I do here. I'm going to start off with the chest. Okay, so I'm going to actually start off by doing this little round circle for the chest. Okay, the chest, upper torso here, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put this in the shape of a rib cage. You see this? Okay, so very circle, so I kind of understand how this chest is going to go. Then I go to the hips, which will be another circle like this. So this is where the pelvis will be, okay? So I'm going to actually draw a little line here. See, as you can see here, I'm kind of thinking in 3D. I'm trying to think how these particular joints are going to work. Okay? A lot of people, a lot of young artists miss this step. They just want to go straight into actually drawing. But you got to really figure out what's going on underneath the skin, because humans themselves, we have bones, we have muscles, right? We have all these things going on in our bodies, and you got to understand how that works if you want your drawing to look right, okay? So let's do that. I'm going to do a cylinder for the leg here, and shaped more of a leg size like that. And then I'm going to have this leg go down like so. I feel like I'm going to be a little big. I might shrink that down a little bit. Okay? Same over here. I might go ahead and then draw a little circle. That would be the shoulder muscle here. Same on this side. And then I'm going to fill in where I think the arm's going to be. Like here. And you can tell I'm already trying to feel the shape here. And then this arm's coming out here. Now again, I want this arm to be a little bit foreshortened. Foreshortened means coming out towards us. Just a little bit. Not too much. So maybe I'll turn this arm a little bit over here. I'm going to change the line here like so. Okay, change the line like so. And I'm going to draw a circle for the hand. Maybe something like this. This is where the hand's going to go. So you can see the shape coming together here. Let's do the other side here. I'm going to draw the arm like this. So this is where the joint's going to be. And I'm going to go ahead and outline where I think this arm is going here, like so. And then have the hand up here. Okay? Now I'm just drawing lines here to connect the torso with the chest. And then I'm going to have the leg, maybe I'll have the leg come out a little bit more. Down like so. Okay, so looking back up the head here, I think I want the jaw, I want it to look more up at him. Whenever you draw a pose where you're looking up at someone, it gives that particular figure that you're drawing a little bit more importance, a little bit, gives them a more powerful look. So I want us to be looking up to our characters. They're superheroes. They should be larger than life. So that's why I want sometimes us to look at them kind of like this. Okay, so we're going to do that today. I might turn this head just a little bit more. And now I'm going to start roughing in where I think the muscles are going to go. Okay? Now this is where some people, they want to get, they want to make these gigantic muscles. That's all fine. Learning anatomy is very, very important. It's very, very important because you got to understand, most importantly, what muscles there are and how are they used. How does the body use their particular muscles? So right now I'm going to rough in his pectoral muscles, or the chest muscles, as we say. See, look at me trying to get fancy with the names here. So I'm gonna rough in his chest muscle here, okay? And of course we know superheroes have wider chests, okay? Don't skip this step here. Don't just go straight into the pencils trying to do a finished drawing here. This is very important, okay? And then using my guidelines, I'm gonna figure out where this rib cage is gonna go, okay? And then sometimes we see bits of rib here on the side. Okay, and then this is the shoulder muscle here, just kind of outlining that. Okay, now looking at that right now, I'm wondering if I put his arm out way too much. And if I did, not a problem, we could always adjust it, but in the meantime, I'll just finish off this part of the body here. Okay, so giving us more of a curved line like so. You know, by doing it this way, by constructing it underneath, that's when your character starts having a lot of volume. Maybe some of you realize when you just try to copy somebody else's comic art that you start losing volume, that your drawing becomes flat if you are not thinking in this 3D kind of way. Okay? So. Leave room for adjusting here and there. Okay, so I'm just outlining the different muscles. We got the shoulder muscles here. We got his bicep. Okay, and depending on how big, how stylized you want it. Okay, so I have him looking over, but his head's kind of tilted just a bit. Okay, you got his neck muscles here, his trapezius muscle up here. Okay, I think I made his forearm a bit too big. Like, it all depends on how realistic you want to go with this particular character. Sometimes it's a give and take. Go here like this, let this leg come up. You know what, now looking at it, maybe I want the leg to come forward a tiny, that's okay. I was thinking about putting it forward a tiny bit. We don't have to, we'll keep it to the side. And now I'm just roughing in muscles in the legs here, the quadricep muscle here, hamstring, behind. Okay, now I know there's going to be a shield here, so I'm actually going to rough in where the shield's going to be. You notice how I still drew the arm in, even though I know it's going to be covered by a shield, because it helps me with the shield placement. Okay, how's he holding the shield? He's probably going to have straps around these arms here. And so now looking at it like right now, if that's the case, we want the shield to be more kind of like this, because we know this is the middle point. I'm going to draw a line that goes straight down. This would be the middle point of that shield. And from there I could construct the oval of where that shield is going to be. That will help me so that it will feel correct with the shield placement. Now look at the position of the head. I think I might want to turn it this way and look up a little bit. So let me grab an eraser, if I can find one. Eraser's not here. Maybe I'll just do it on the fly. I might change it on the fly. The good thing it's in red, where this is the lighter lines. Here, and looking up, like so. So it just gives him some, makes him feel a little bit more powerful, Okay, then I can start doing things like roughing in the hands. Here. Now watch the hands. I always do this. My personal thing is I always sometimes make the hands too big, way too big compared to the face. Look how big my fist is compared to my face. If I were to make a fist compared to my face, now I'm a smaller dude, but for the most part, the hand shouldn't be as big, like the fist shouldn't be the size of the head. So, you know, you want to watch those proportions, okay? For the most part, when it comes to proportions, they say a regular human should be like 8 heads tall, and a superhero should be 9 heads tall, just a little bit more stronger. Okay. So something like so. Okay. So again, these are very, very important steps. Don't skip these steps. Don't go straight to trying to finish right away. You're missing very, very important steps here, and your drawing will suffer because of it. Okay. because some might want to go straight into the details of the costume. Okay, don't do that yet. Once you have a solid underdrawing, then you are good. See, because already I could see the way I positioned the hand, the sword would actually kind of go more behind the head, like so. Alright, so let's get to the actual drawing here. Okay, let's go to the head here first. I'm just going to erase some of the lines I did in the head here, more so I could see. And I could start constructing what's going on in the head here. So I'm not going too far into likeness, especially when you're drawing smaller. It's a little bit harder to capture likenesses when you're drawing a tiny bit smaller. Okay, so I'm gonna go here like so, and I do have images of Chris Hemsworth up here, but I'm not too worried about getting likenesses here. It's more like a guide more than anything else. So let's talk about the head. I am going to put some guidelines for the head here. So we have the middle line here, that's where the eyes. Draw a line in the middle for the nose, and in between that and the chin, usually that's where the mouth is, usually. Okay, so everyone's different, everyone's constructed differently, but for the most part, that's usually the proportions. Okay, your eyes are right in the center of the head, the nose is in between the eyes and the chin, and the mouth is in between those two, usually. Okay, there are exceptions to the rule. And I'm just drawing guidelines down here like so. Okay, so I'm gonna start roughing in his head here. Oops, I think I moved that, put that eye just a little bit over. So again, we're in red here, so I'll do the finishing when it comes to when I go into the ink. Chris Hemsworth's eyes are a little bit closer together. Let's go ahead and draw in the nose. Okay, and then the mouth. And then the good thing is that he has a beard, right? So he has a beard. So I'm going to just rough in the beard just a little bit. Like so. Now this is now he has a skull. This is a skull here. Now I do want to put this helmet on, and it's important to draw the head underneath because the helmet has to feel like it's surrounding its head. A mistake people make when they're drawing helmets is that it becomes part of the head. So sometimes they draw the helmet a bit too small. Okay, because the helmet has to fit around a head. Okay, so always keep that in mind whenever you're drawing like headgear on somebody. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and rough in this helmet, looking at different references here. Okay, so circle here where the ears are gonna go. Okay, something like this. That up and back. I really want to put the headgear in because the headgear does remind me of classic comic book Thor. So again, this is not going to look 100% like him, and again, because I'm drawing a little bit smaller than I usually draw here. I usually draw 11 by 17. We're drawing very, very small compared to that. Okay, so I'm going to draw in the two little discs that Thor's known for, top there. And then I'm going to draw in, rough in, this little shoulder pad he has here going on. Okay, so it's also very important to see these costume details, how they go along here. I'm looking at a bunch of references here, how this kind of goes around like so. But you know, you want to keep this volume here. You want to keep this volume like so. Okay, this actually comes out a little bit, so I'm gonna actually make this shoulder just a tiny bit smaller, just a tiny bit. Want him to have a big bicep, because who doesn't want a big bicep? Okay, and then he has this little strap that kind of goes around. And the strap is actually very important because a strap defines form. Okay, so it has to look right. It has to feel like it's, you know, draping over the surface of the body here. So that's actually pretty important. It's down here like this. And then just working on the little extra costume details like so. So let me just rough those in pretty quickly. Okay, yes, the kind of like the belt that would go like so, like this. And then he has these kind of leg things here, and then he has, this is a fun part, he's got like a loincloth to cover that up, like so. Now, you know, it feels like this shoulder is a bit too high right now, so don't be, that's why this construction thing is actually important, because you can make those adjustments as you go along. So I'm just gonna grab my eraser here, just to bring that down. If I can find my eraser, I keep forgetting finding my eraser. So I want to bring this down just a bit. That feels better. Maybe it's a little too low. One a little too off when it comes to that. Okay. Add that leg up. It's gonna have, okay, so I'm just gonna fill out the rest of the costume details. I'm gonna speed this up just a tiny bit. I can speed this up a tiny bit, and I'm gonna go in and try to finish off some of these little costume details here. So let's do that right now. Okay, and there you have it. This is the construction of the character here. Now, of course, I could go more, and I'll be honest with you, whenever I'm drawing, I actually don't go this detailed when I'm doing my construction lines. All I really want to know is where everything is. A lot of these costume details, I personally do in ink because, you know, one, it's quicker, to be honest with you, and two, like, just so I don't have to draw it again. But for you guys, I went just a little bit more detailed, so I have a little bit more lines to follow when it comes to drawing this. Thank you for watching this tutorial on how to construct drawing Thor from Thor Ragnarok. Now, pay attention to part 2, which should be up on this channel right now, where I get into inking, okay? Basic inking, go check that out right now. You could do so, maybe I'll put a card here or, you know, over here, but that would be part 2. And then afterwards, if you like that, check out part 3, where I talk about rendering and lighting. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please follow me on all social networks, all down below. And if you are new here and you like what you see, you like my tutorials, please do let me know. And hit that thumbs up button and share this video if you can. And if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button and I will be your friend for life. Thank you so much for watching. My name is James. I am the box office artist. I'm here to say keep drawing, and I'll see you all next time.